You ever wonder how some people, they just know exactly what to say? Like they have this magic key that unlocks doors in the mind. Maybe you've noticed, as you begin to think about that now, that language, real language, it's more than just words. It's a bridge, a doorway, a passageway to something deeper. Because when you really listen, and let yourself listen, a shift begins. Like the way a river wears down the rock. Not by force, but by flow. Have you ever felt that moment when understanding clicks into place? It's funny, isn't it? How something that once seemed complicated now just makes sense. Like remembering something they've always known but never realised until now. And you don't even need to try, do you? Because your mind knows exactly how to absorb what's useful, what's powerful, what's already true for you, in ways that feel natural, inevitable, undeniable. So as you begin to discover now, the way patterns unfold, like a map you didn't even realise you were following, you might begin to wonder, what's the first thing you'll notice changing? Because something's shifting already, isn't it? Because you know how some people, they just seem to effortlessly persuade, as if they're speaking a language you don't consciously understand, yet somehow deep down you do. It's like watching a master pianist glide across the keys. At first you wonder how they do it, but then you realise something inside you has already begun to learn. Like when you hear a story, and before you even know where it's going, you're already inside it, feeling it, experiencing it. Ever had that moment when you're watching a movie, completely lost in it, then suddenly remember, oh yeah, I'm just sitting here watching a screen. But by the time you think that, it's too late. You're already back in the story, caught up in the flow. And it's interesting, isn't it, how beliefs work the same way. A child doesn't question whether they can walk. They just keep going until they do. And yet somewhere along the way, people learn to doubt, to hesitate. But what happens when you remember that learning can go both ways? That the same mind that learned to hesitate can just as easily learn to move forward again. Because the thing about patterns is, they repeat until they don't. And I wonder what happens when you start to notice new patterns, when you begin to hear things differently, see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Maybe you've already started. Maybe that shift has already begun, whether you realise it or not. And if you had to notice one small change happening already, what would it be?